Now, during this COVID-19 period, gender-based violence and defilement cases have risen to alarming levels. In Mukuru slums, over 200 cases of defilement, rape, child prostitution and domestic violence have been reported. Amidst all that, a community-based organisation has been on the forefront of providing psychological and legal support, medication as well for survivors and economic empowerment for women. NTV's Rose Wangoi tells us how SHOFCO provides a temporary safe space for distressed girls.
They sit quietly in the sitting room of this neat house, which acts as a safe haven. They're fidgety and occasionally exchange inaudible notes, almost whispering. The gender-based violence safe house, which was constructed by Shining Hope for Communities SHOFCO in Mukuru slums, provides a temporary home for survivors.
Be it a child, a woman or a girl, they are able to be put in a shelter for a few weeks as they receive psychosocial support, so that by the time they exit the safe house, they are able to go back to their normal lives. So it gives them a chance to heal, a chance to think about their life, reflect and see what next for them, and also keep them away from perpetrators. Some are brought to the safe house by police officers or sympathetic family members. Though their individual stories vary, all these girls have endured physical, emotional and sexual abuse.
Right now we are having 10 clients, which is the maximum capacity we can have in the safe house. The cases we have here mostly is domestic violence, defilement, negligence.
This is Meg, not her real name. Her voice is barely visible louder than a whisper as she narrates her ordeal at the hands of her protector. She is among other survivors seeking shelter.
Mamangu alikuwa anataka kuniingisha kwa child prostitution. Kwa nyumba kulikuwa kunakuja wa baba. Mtu anakuja anasema ati kijana yake anatoshana na mimi. Atanitaka kunisomesha nikimaliza kijana yake anioe. Wengine wanakuja wanasema wao ndo anataka bibi. Mimi nikakata. Kapata kwa nyumba hatuelewani, ananifukuza.
Traumatized, hopeless and helpless, a good Samaritan rescued her.
When nilitoka, kukakuja mama mwingine social worker. Sasa when nilifikia SHOFCO, ndo akaamua atanisomesha hizo miaka zenye zilikuwa zimebaki. Yenye nimefika safe house, kwa sawa, nashughulikiwa.
Defiled, heartbroken, betrayed and totally distraught is the story of this 13-year-old girl whom we will call Juliet to protect her identity.
The girl has been severely defiled by the father. The mother traveled early March when the COVID-19 season began in Kenya. She went up country and she has not yet come back tonight. The dad had told her if she happens to disclose to anyone what has been going on, she'll be thrown out of the house. Luckily enough, the grandmother is the one who found out what has been happening, and then she was brought here for shelter. So we are following up on the case.
The length of time a participant stays in the safe house depends on individual circumstances.
The average days we keep a client here is 14 days, but some of the cases are sensitive, like teenage pregnancies out of defilement. We can keep them longer because we feel that it is safer here than going back home where the perpetrator did the same act to the child, you know.
Cases of rape, physical and general violation of women's and girls' rights have spiked in Mukuru slum since COVID-19 struck in March.
Between just January and now, we've recorded more than over 200 cases, 211 specifically. And this is attributed to maybe issues of lack of employment, especially during this COVID time. Families are getting depressed, especially the breadwinners, so they inflict pain and abuse to children.
Cases of teenage pregnancies have been on the rise too.
Because they are not in school and they have nothing to do. You know, in slum they don't have e-learning, they don't have laptops, they don't have smartphones that they can maybe learn through them. So most of them will find them just playing. People sometimes take advantage of them.
SHOFCO has an active gender-based violence program in Mukuru.
Where we have a team of caseworkers, counselors who are able to work with the survivors and help them heal and help them move with their cases, either in court or with the police station or even medical.
They have gender champions who go door to door, household to household, person to person, delivering important information.
They volunteered themselves and we work with around 20 of them. Some of them are Nyumba Kumi officials, some of them are just normal people who live in this slum and they want to create change.
Jane Mutuko has been on the forefront in fighting gender-based violence in Mukuru. She's one of SHOFCO's volunteer gender champions. Today, Jane is seeing Christine Mweni on a follow-up visit. Mweni has been having issues with a 17-year-old daughter.
Tulikuwa tumekosana kidogo na huyu msichana wangu. Juu anisikii, nikimwambia hii fanya hii nisikii. Nikamwambia toka uende na manguo zako basi.
Mawasiliano kwa nyumba iko sawa. Mtoto mwenyewe amekubali kurekebisha makosa yake na mama naye mwenyewe amerekebisha yake na wanaendelea poa sana.
Catherine Wanjiru is among many survivors of domestic violence who have been supported by SHOFCO.
Bwana yangu alikuwa amenichapa, akawaza kama ameniachia watoto, akaenda kabisa.
It has not been an overnight transformation, but a journey of gradual healing.
Kupitia hiyo nini counseling sasa ndiye akaanza kujisikia kama yeye ni watu kama watu wale wengine. SHOFCO inamsaidia kwa chakula, wakati mwingine inamlipia nyumba, ya sabuni nini vitu kama hizo.
This is a job that comes from your heart. If it comes from your heart, you will do it and you will never get tired of it. Those people who used to do it thinking that they will get benefit, maybe getting something of which out of it, mostly they end up not doing it in a perfect manner like SHOFCO is doing it.
Champion wa gender, kuna wito ya Mungu yenye hata uwezi ukaepuka, hata ukiitwa usiku utaamuka tu na utaifanya.
And in terms of having impact on the ground, Shining Hope for Communities or SHOFCO in Mukuru has been a shining example.
Long time you'll find people solving their own issues at home or just taking laws into their hands and do mob justice. We've seen a lot of cases of GBV or SGBV being reported. As we continue doing this good work with the community, the graph will go down, meaning that there'll be less cases of GBV in the community. The community feels so empowered with information and trainings that we've been offering through our gender program because we do quarterly campaigns.
During this COVID-19 period, SHOFCO hopes to continue helping sexual and gender-based violence survivors restore their dignity and pick up the pieces. Rozongoi, NTV.